and started from the small grind, turned it up major. I remember all the hard times, that's what made me greater. Done departed from the haters, got no time, see you later. Always finish what I started, that's what I call major. No, I'm major.
YieldMax Distribution Day, baby.
Divvy time.
YieldMax Distributions.
I think it's divvy time today.
They did not touch yet, technically, because Robinhood don't pay it yet, but it is touching today.
Yeah, we got to wait till like Monday night at like 9 p.m. or something.
Right before 8, actually, it touches right at like 7 o'clock. So
I mean, yo, 247 for MVDY and 233 for MSTY.
Pretty nice.
Pretty impressive.
When MSTY got clipped like 20%.
Oh, yeah, like MSTY's been getting hammered. Like, they're getting hammered. Like, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, this is a great time to buy, though, honestly, because Bitcoin's
What's this, episode 4?
Episode 4.
Damn.
Here. That shit's rolling like that, right?
Yeah, just like it just comes rapid. But yeah, today's dividend day, payout day. Should probably get the money, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. Probably in the nighttime.
Got about close to 10 grand coming in, man. A little bit.
Man, how you feeling? You got 3,000 shares NVDY? Just to remind our viewers.
I mean, yeah, honestly, buying into NVDY, their option income strategy. I've been putting money into there, and as I've been putting it in, they've been paying me monthly. Now I'm getting $9,500 a month. It's off of the funds distributions. It's YieldMax Distribution. So making close to probably over a 6-figure salary now just off of putting money into YieldMax.
Hey, I mean, the dividends is going down. The dividends is going down for sure.
Nah, yeah, bro.
Yeah, you're definitely collecting.
People probably wondering why we got this Chipotle.
Oh
here,
yeah, like we're gonna talk about Chipotle today because Chipotle's down 5% today.
We actually were about to talk about this already, and then we come on today, and Chipotle is just having like the worst day in a long time. Even after the split, I don't even think it went down this much. I think
no. I mean, this is by far Chipotle's biggest down there in quite a while. I think it's pretty impressive. I like it here. I bought some of it in my Roth IRA today. So that like made me smile. That and some Shake Shack. Because we're going to speak about them later on in the week as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you love Shake Shack as much as I love Chipotle.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to talk about Chipotle first. Because Chipotle is like, really there. It's a really good company.
Bro, from starting out from a guy who started this company just to have a fine dining restaurant to then it actually taking off, getting an $85,000 loan from his dad, to then them building another 2 stores and them taking out more loans, to then McDonald's coming in and giving them like $360 million, to then them going from like 16 stores to 500 stores, to then continuing to go.
I mean, they blew up pretty fast.
Yeah, no, to then going and lost my train of thought, to then going from
McDonald's left when they said no drive-throughs. We're out of here. We're gonna divest.
Literally, no. Well, Chipotle still kept keeping their vision, and they wanted to franchise, and they started doing it. And then right when they opened the stock market, they had like 90% of the shares, and then like you said, McDonald's divested because they wanted to focus on their brands. And then they were like, remember getting rid of all this franchise and all this shit. So that's like just a crazy story from a company that like the things that you want to do in life sometimes aren't even what you want to do, but it turns out being a crazy idea.
The story is incredible. So today's episode's MVDY, MSTY, and Chipotle, the beautiful Chipotle. So Steve, with the distribution today, you're getting close to, what is it, $9,500 in monthly dividends off the YieldMax.
Yeah.
So this takes your account above 6 figures in the YieldMax products. You have 3,000 shares of MVDY, 900 shares of MSTY. It's a total of $95.10 monthly. What are you planning to do with your new monthly distributions? Like what's the focus for Steve? What's the focus for Steve at this point?
Well, I think honestly, like we've talked about, I'm using margin, and it's getting, I've been building out a lot of positions, making a lot of money off of it. So I think I'm at the point now where it's at a good monthly rate. I think I'm going to dump into just a couple core positions. MSTY is going to get a lot because I'm down like 20%. Yeah. I could go more on MVDY, but it's like, you know what? There's already so much in there. Like, you're cool where you're at. Now I'm going to bet kind of on something that is getting clipped, which is MSTY. I'm going to load up more on TSLL because we know what's about to come.
Yeah.
You can't worry about in life like, dang, it just went almost 100% in like a week or two. It's like, well, guess what?
I mean, Tesla. I mean, we dedicated a whole episode to Tesla. It just went. It went crazy. It's kind of still holding up. It's kind of floating down a little bit, 240s,
So I think then I'm going to
cool.
I'm going to double my position in Chipotle because I truly believe that.
Like you're gonna bet heavy on Chipotle.
Yeah, I'm doubling what I got now in Chipotle. So where I'm at now, it's like.
So like you're gonna double down a position inside of Chipotle.
Yep, 100%. Just off of doing the research that we did. So
YieldMax and Chipotle, just straight up.
YieldMax and Chipotle with some Tesla. Gotta put some Tesla in there. That's the goal. And then
Tesla's really going.
Using the dividend to then pay off, like cut off the margin, and now that dividend is just gonna pay off my margin while I put my own cash in there. So if I want to invest. Now I'm just going to put my own money in there.
Honestly, it's just classic diversification. Just like I was telling you, like anytime you get money from these YieldMax products, you should either reinvest to get your dividend count, your share count higher and get your dividend amount higher, or you should just diversify and put it maybe into some of the L's that we talk about, or maybe just put it into something more long-term, more stable, whatever your choice is. But I think this is a really good place where you can raise income and raise money
and also
for like future ventures.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, and I built it up just off of a long-term vision. Now, there's been some people like
NVIDIA's been like no one's talking about it, but NVIDIA for like the past month is like
just chilling, parked up. I mean, today it went a little bit up.
It's kind of parked up.
Today it went back up to the 128 for very briefly, came back down.
No, it's been parked up. It's gonna be like around that 130 ball for like a little while.
Till the Blackwell comes out. Once that chip comes, that's a whole nother thing to go on.
Yeah, I think Tesla's gonna go wild. Like Chipotle on this 5% dip. I know when you saw that today, everybody's like, "Oh my God, is it at the end for Chipotle?"
I can't wait. I wish my divvy was here right now, but I already have grabbed
honestly, let's just dive straight into Chipotle because like the numbers on Chipotle is just insanity. Like,
the world's largest restaurant, solely owned by the company. They own like 3,300 stores right now. They're planning on opening 300 to 400 every year. They only use an X amount of ingredients. I mean, there's just so many things with them that it's like, dude, and we just found out that they buy back shares every quarter. So if you're watching, you're like, what does that mean? Well, essentially, they're buying back shares. So now there's limited amounts of shares in the company every quarter, which would ultimately increase the price. So you're looking at the market cap now, and me and Tony were talking about this. If you don't know, a company's market cap, in order for them to double up, the market cap's gonna have to double up. So sometimes when a company gets so big, it's hard to go up.
I mean, it doesn't have to double up. I mean, if you just look at it without accounting for corporate buybacks or anything else that they're doing, then yeah, it's kind of like the same, So it's it's one of those things where it's, Chipotle is gonna move up. Chipotle's stock repurchase is.
And that's the factor of it. That's like it might not even have to double up.
Millions of dollars every quarter almost.
Actually, I believe it is. What is that number, dude? It's 2,216,030,000 for overall for the past 5 years. I'm sorry.
So like 2.1 billion, bro. Yeah, round it up, man. Round it up.
But that's over the past 4 years of them buying back shares. So that's a lot. I wanted to get the exact number, but it's 2.16. So
when they started the digital sales back in 2008, that was the beginning.
Yep.
Because Chipotle was always like a really good company. Was always a really good company, but they didn't do anything online. They didn't do anything digital.
Yep.
So when they started that in 2008, 2009, and that started coming out, that was the beginning of their time. And I mean, just on the numbers that what was we reading? It only cost I think it's $2 million to open up a store. Or
essentially
$2.5 million.
Essentially, it's it costs $800,000 to $1 million to open up a new store. Each store $100 is broken down in the store. Like 20% goes to electricity and other things. 5% goes to rent. 25% goes to food and inventory, and then there's 25% that is for the profit. I think there's another 25% in there. I think that just goes to different other aspects, but essentially, they make around, the average store makes around $500,000 a year.
Okay.
Profit. So with that, with the store only costing $800,000 to $1 million, only takes 2 years for them to get the money back, and they own every restaurant. So it's just, they're going to be able to continuously grow. And guess what? Like somewhere like Shake Shack, you actually surprised me, because when I looked at Shake Shack, they're already in so many other countries, but they only have like 500 stores. Now you have Chipotle that has over 3,000 stores.
Just like established.
And they have over 3,000 stores, and they're not even in any other countries except the Middle East, which they just did this year. They did a little franchise deal with like Kuwait and then somewhere in Dubai. But imagine if they get out. That's why I see them being such a big stock, from them not even being international yet. The buybacks, where they're at right now, like they're going to be a bigger powerhouse than McDonald's in my eyes. I truly believe it. McDonald's is like a real estate business. We all know that. Chipotle is like really, like they're going to be pumping this out. Nobody's stopping, even with the portions. You would think it's like stopping. I guess we'll see the next earnings report, you know, what happens with them. So
Sure.
we'll see if it slowed it down, because this is really the first quarter since the whole controversy.
No, it's true.
So,
Man, it's really 90, 95 degrees out.
so we
Feels
need to
like,
get.
it feels like almost 100. No, but
Yeah,
let's really dive in on the annual stock repurchases for Chipotle, because I feel like this is the magic that people don't really account for when they're buying companies or buying stocks. You
Right.
know? I feel like Chipotle's been on this grind of just constantly buying back their stocks.
Yep.
Constantly every year. So in 2019, you have $191 million stock repurchases. For 2020, you have $54 million. For 2021, it's a big jump. You have $460 million. Then in 2022, it goes
Went
up
down.
to $830 million. And then for 2023, $657 million.
It went down that year. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
It's still
so,
a lot.
over like the past 5 years, you have a company buying back over $2 billion worth of its shares, 2.3 billion. All right. When you have companies buying back their shares, right, what that does is that takes away from the share count on the outstanding float. So essentially, there's less shares to be purchased, which drives up the price of the stock. So, you know, if it's simple supply and demand. If there's less of something, it's going to be more valuable, right? It's just like I guess the best comparison nowadays for like the youth is what Bitcoin, right? It's like a finite amount, right?
Yeah.
It's only so many Bitcoins. There's only so many shares of Chipotle. And each time they buy it back, they're essentially giving money to the shareholders, because it's going to increase the share price. So, I mean, just
Great way to
with that,
explain it.
yeah, I mean,
Great
just
way.
like that, and I mean, the 50-to-1 stock split, that's incentive, that creates a whole new wave of retail investors.
Because people don't even look at it
Yeah,
like that
because
with
it
the
brings the
shares, of
price
like how
down.
Bitcoin
Yeah,
is. But
yeah.
it's every company. Every
Yeah,
company's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
It is honestly every company. Like, all the big companies are just like nonstop doing corporate buybacks, right?
Yep.
So that, I mean, that's just less shares to be there's less shares available in the market, so that's going to increase the price of the stock.
And then
Just
not
that
only
simple.
even to now dive into the other things that they got going on, where they're going to start. I watched like the CEO talking about where they're going to start opening stores just for people. Like, you can't even go in there to eat. It's just going to be a store that
Like
people
a drive-through?
No, just a digital store. Like, you just come in and either pick up the
yeah,
food.
maybe like an AI-centric store.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean,
you just pick
yeah.
up. They also got the Chipotle lanes. It's like in 600 locations.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start getting that. And guess what? You can't just go through the Chipotle drive-through and order. Like, hey, let me get a number 5. Like, you already would have had to have ordered. So just the amount of seamless things that they're doing, and all this different like knowledge and AI, which we didn't even go into about.
I mean,
Yeah,
the Ocado I thought was cool when I was reading up on it. I'm like, Ocado? They have an Ocado?
looks like a little fridge.
So yeah, it kind of cuts in. It cuts in, like, makes the avocado for what I think is 25 pounds of avocado.
Yep.
So they can do 25 pounds of avocado without using like anybody to actually do it anymore, which they said it saves them a lot of time.
Well, essentially,
saves them a lot of time at the store.
It's going to save them millions, they said, and it'll
Yeah,
essentially
probably save them money and labor costs.
It'll take off the.
I mean, like the old process was that they had to do
sit
it
there,
like,
peel off the
like
skin,
a normal
do
like
all that
Mexican taco stand. Like they just have to do it like that, like like a taqueria, right?
Had to be something Mexican, right? Now I'm playing. It is.
Honky. No, but
yeah, that's gonna be something like crazy for them, because then I was even reading how they'll use the same AI to start going in with the inventory and then tracking the inventory. They might just have stores that are like, it might have one person in there or two people, and it's just pumping, because then they also have the machine that is gonna, which I didn't even talk to you about this.
Whoa.
There's a whole video that they had of a machine they're testing out, and it's like like a line, and all you do it'll receive the order in the machine, and all of the products are in it, so the bowl just goes through, and it's like boop, boop, boop.
That's so funny.
Boop, and then the person at the end just takes it.
Yeah,
brings it out.
Yeah.
It's like, think about, like, they're really
like Chipotle is gonna get very, very innovative.
People don't realize they're an AI play just as much as a food restaurant.
So like you're saying this is an AI food play?
I believe it's an AI food play. I believe it's maybe.
So like you feel like, I mean, with Chipotle being 59, like where do you think it goes from here? Like you think it's like a?
I think honestly,
like
by the end,
like a back to $100 kind of thing.
$100 by the end of the year.
No, really?
I think so, 100%. I'm investing like I think so. I think it's going to have two crazy earnings reports. I think this next earnings that comes up is going to like smack people in the face.
I think if Chipotle does go on a run again, I think
like 80,
Chipotle
90
is
a little
going
more.
into like a maturity stage. Like I think the AI will probably lower some labor costs and saving some money. They probably could open up more stores, do things more efficiently, make more bowls, service more customers essentially. But I think maybe $75-$80.
Yeah, I think mine was a very lofty. $100 is lofty.
$75-$80 for the
Probably
end of the year would be pretty decent for Chipotle. I think from here at $59, probably 60 to 80 was that 25%.
Yep.
So I mean $20, 33%. Like my mistake, 33%. From 59 to 80, it's like 35%.
Yeah.
So it's like,
30, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like if you can make 30% on any kind of stock in a year is a good play.
Yeah.
I mean, like I bought some Chipotle today on the dip.
Trust me, I'm glad it's still down, because
like I needed to buy a little something. I might as well buy some today. It was the best day to buy.
It's a great entry point.
Yeah,
honestly.
like it was the best day to buy.
It's the second largest market cap, I believe. It's right behind McDonald's. I think Starbucks might be above them.
Yeah,
but like
stock is getting smoked.
Yeah, McDonald's really isn't even
cooked.
growing like that. They lost like 20%, I think, last year or something. And they just, like, I don't see them really keeping that title like how Chipotle is, because they're just so innovative and they own everything. It's like if McDonald's owned everything.
No. I mean,
probably be a
Chipotle
powerhouse.
owning everything is insanity. Honestly, like they own every single store. And
It's
then
nuts.
like the payback period for the store is only 2 years. Like they have that, like that information. You go online and get it if you were trying to open up a Chipotle store.
Yeah, you couldn't even.
Like you couldn't even, but
Yeah.
like that's the payback period.
Yep.
Yeah, like
couldn't even
Chipotle is
open it.
just a like I mean me personally, I like a company that's growing, and I like a company that's doing corporate buybacks. They're just buying their share back every time.
Not only that, they love,
every time.
not only that they love, the people that invest, but they also love the employees. I've been walking in there. I mean, you know me, dog. Every time we go in there, I'm like, yo, guys, just to let you know, like Chipotle's about to do a stock split.
I mean, we have
50 to 1.
I mean, we have to encourage the Chipotle employees, because they they work really hard. But like, not only do they work really hard, the food is really good, and then they actually can purchase the stock 10 to 15% cheaper than the public can.
Yep, I go in there every time.
10 to 15% cheaper. So it's like if you're a Chipotle worker, you can literally purchase your company stock for 10 to 15% cheaper than what the current market price is, which I think is like automatic money. So,
yep. And every time I say it, when I go in there and I'm like, yo, you guys should buy it before, like when it splits, like you should buy it. I talked to one of the managers. That's what she said, that it was 10 to 15% that they get to buy it on a discount. So anybody that works at Chipotle, like this is probably one of the most essential times where, hey, maybe you make $300 a week, $400 a week, like this is probably
I
the
always
best
tell
time
people, like,
to
50
really
bucks,
buy a little bit into it
25
now.
bucks, 100 bucks,
That
whatever.
way, like, you know, you're building with the company.
Something
If you
small.
plan on being at Chipotle, maybe you want to be a manager. You're actually not only investing your time
Could be
there,
a
but now-
manager with a lot of stock.
with a lot of stock. Like now you're investing your time in there and your money as it rides up. So it's a
like,
really
I think,
good play, honestly.
Like I think Chipotle gives you what 20-30% every year, probably for the next
managers are getting
5,
100
10 years, probably.
Yeah, managers can get $100,000 in the first three. I think it's 3 or 4 years.
Nah, yeah, like there's definitely store managers that are making 6 figures.
Yeah.
Like doing Chipotle.
Like
Like Chipotle's
crazy.
a really good company.
And then they have the program where they'll
Talking
send
about the
people
free
to
tuition
college.
program that
Yep.
they have. I think
Yep.
they cover like $53.50 or something like
No,
that.
they'll give you a full ride if you want to get certain degrees. I think what you said, yeah, if you're going for something else, but I $5,300. But if you just want to get a degree in like agriculture, culinary, supply
Oh,
lines.
so they want you to go on the farm?
They're like, you know what they do. If you want a degree in that, and I think it was like University, Southern New Hampshire, Wilmington. There was a bunch of other ones, Denver. But like that's pretty cool. Like, yo, if you're really committed and you're trying to find a purpose in life, Chipotle is gonna give it to you.
I mean, listen, I bought Chipotle today. I'm going to keep buying it probably for the rest of the year. I think it's a really good long-term play. I think it's a company that's going to be around for a long time. They're probably going to open more stores. They're probably going to go international a little bit. They're doing a little bit of everything. I think the Ocado is saving them a lot of time. I think the Chipotle lane places that they're opening up, I think that's pretty cool.
And with
If
something
they have the AI stores. If they start bumping those AI stores, oh my god!
And something that we didn't even touch
on
on the stores is they have 2 separate lines. So you know how you go in a restaurant and you have the cooks and it's like, okay, well here we have the orders here that are coming in from online, and then we have the people in the store. So now you have to wait. They have separate lines for online and people in the store. So there's people in the back just making for the online. And then there's people in the front just making it for the store. I don't know if it's in the back, but they have separate lines.
No, I mean, they have so much stuff going
nuts.
on at Chipotle. It's like, man, that food hits every time. What we eat it like 3, 4, 5 times a week?
Yeah, I'd be cashing in the free entrees on it daily.
I have to.
Daily.
I have to eat my steak, white rice, black beans, lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese.
Just got it plugged in the phone already.
And then a little guacamole.
There's not, guys,
chips.
if you see Tony sitting here recording an episode, he has eaten Chipotle beforehand, just to let you know.
Yes,
there's not a day where, yo, where's my chips at? Where's my
Nah,
protein?
Yeah, I mean, like I need my
I'm
Chipotle.
30 away.
Yeah, like if I'm driving to Philly for an episode, I need Chipotle to start the day.
Good old Philly, right?
Yeah, good old Philly.
It's like, you get the live reaction here, man. So, I mean, Shake Shack would be cool just to because I love Chipotle, and Shake Shack is something that you see like the growth going out. They also own all their stores, which is pretty cool. I don't know too much, but
Shake
I was
Shack,
looking them up a little bit.
I mean, if you really want to dive in there,
we don't gotta dive
5-6 minutes, but we could dive in.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Shake Shack. Shake Shack's worth what? Shake Shack's worth $3.4 billion right now, market cap. Chipotle's market cap is like $76 billion. 86 billion, right? 86 billion. I mean, if you just look at it in a sheer size standpoint, like Shake Shack can go on a tremendous run. If you think Shake Shack is like the next McDonald's, like I do, I think Shake Shack. I bought Shake Shack in my retirement portfolio today too. I think it's really gonna get there.
And I think this is.
I mean, the company's worth $3.5 billion. So you have a company that's worth $3.5 billion. You just saw Chipotle go on this magnificent run from like 10, 20 billion to like 70, really less than that, right?
Yeah.
And you see them go on this big run, and you're like, that's a really good food play. Now, Shake Shack, the same as Chipotle? No, it's a different business. Like, they're serving burgers. They're serving more of an entree a little bit, right, in Chipotle. But Shake Shack sells beer, so that's one. I like that immediately. That's like an extra thing that Chipotle doesn't do. I think if Chipotle sold beer, like, it'd be just like another cash flow. But maybe that's something we have to find someone at Chipotle to ask. Maybe we have to, find someone.
They would only
sign
have
a beautiful soul at Chipotle that we can like call up and be like, hey, why are you guys not selling beer? Like, we like feel like you guys are the best and you're not selling any kind of beer. What's going on?
I already know what it would be called. They would have the Guac Hazy IPA.
The guac. This guy loves guacamole.
But I mean,
Shake
That
Shack
sound crazy. Like
Shake
Guac
Shack.
Hazy.
Like Shake Shack is opening stores right now.
Yeah.
They're opening like 80 stores
this year. That's what they said on the earnings call.
Like they have like 300 stores already. Like
actually
in
500 and all
500,
international,
yeah,
all
500
international.
now, right?
They're in like almost every country, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shocked me. I'm like, dang, like it's almost like they're at a point where they stuck their claws in everywhere, but they haven't built. They're just like, let us get
Yeah. I mean,
out,
Shake
and
Shack,
then they're gonna build it up everywhere.
Shake
which
Shack is
nuts.
such a,
Think about
like-
all the licensing you have to have for every country, all the different procedures, all that stuff. You know?
Nah, yeah,
It's
Shake
nuts.
Shack's with the 500 plus stores, and I'm opening up 80 plus stores a year. That's
Yeah.
like that's big
If
growth.
they keep
like,
on that track,
I mean,
yeah.
the CEO said like to expect 15% year over year growth for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
So I think that just says to like the amount of like value Shake Shack can bring, especially the shareholders if you're in early.
Yep.
Because I think the share price, you can't really look
85
at the
right now.
share price.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like in the
Well, break
80s,
that-
but
break
like
that
you
down.
can't
Yeah,
you
break that-
can't look at the share price and be like, oh, this company's expensive. That's not how the share price
'Cause you
is,
put me
is,
onto
like
that.
calculated.
You put me
Like
onto
some
that over
people
the
look at the
weekend, yeah.
share price and they're
Break
like,
it down.
oh my god, like Shake Shack's $85. Ford is worth $15. Let me buy Ford because it's cheaper. Ford is actually worth more than Shake Shack, but the share price is cheaper. Why is that? It's because the amount of shares that are outstanding. Ford has issued more shares, so their stock price is lower. Shake Shack has issued less shares, so their stock price is higher. Stock price is just all dependent on outstanding shares. So that's just a good clip, I guess, for like people to run with in understanding the share price. I think fundamentally as a business, I think Shake Shack can be a $3.5 billion company. It's going to go from $3.5 billion to probably $10 billion within the next few years. I think it could run. I think the stock can go from $85 to maybe $250, $300 in the next few years. Probably up to $5, probably the end of the decade. But I think Shake Shack flies off the handle. When it does, you're going to remember, you're like, hey, I remember that kid, Tony from Let's Save Together said it back in July 2024. He was like, Shake Shack can go from 80-something to 250, 300. It can do something
I think
crazy.
Chipotle the next 5 years too. Like I think we both could probably. This is like a solid goal. It's at what we say. It's at like $60 right now. Like I could see Chipotle probably by in like the next 5 years, probably like 200%, maybe 150, 200% in the next 5
I
years.
could see Chipotle
Like
125, 150 for sure. I
Yeah.
could see it. Like I could see it really pushing up there with like bigger corporate buybacks.
I think we both
and,
agree,
the
like
expansions.
$1.50, yeah,
like a buck
$1.50.
and change.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
sure.
I think there's a lot of good names right now. There's so much to buy when you get in these big dividends from YieldMax.
It's the greatest part, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I
but
mean,
honestly, there's a lot of people.
it's divvy
like,
day,
It's divvy
man.
day.
It's
Like,
divvy
it's
day,
like
dog.
you could have put a little bit in here, and it's not gonna happen overnight. Like it depends, like how much money you're getting or how much time you want to wait. If you're down to be like, yo, maybe I got like 5 or 10 grand. It's sitting in my savings account. What the fuck is it doing in your savings account? You could have $70,000. I had a friend who he has 70 grand in his. Actually, it was my pops. I'm tripping. Talking about my friend. He got like in one of his accounts, he got like 70 in there. It made like $24. I'm like, dang, you gotta invest this shit. But
Yeah, man.
that's the older generation.
Even
but
if you would have took out a 20 piece and put in some MVDY, you would have been getting like a little 16, 17, 18
Literally,
dollars
yeah.
a month.
Yep.
Like clockwork, a little 2K. Boom, boom, boom,
He
boom,
got,
boom.
yeah, that's a whole. He got a bunch of accounts, but either way, it's like
Yeah.
somebody you could put a little bit of money in here and it could grow. Some of these double granite shares, these 2x leverage.
I think Chipotle is gonna run. So, I think Chipotle is gonna be like after this dip, probably dip some more.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna hang out in the 50s. If Chipotle breaks 50 going down, whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm buying.
That'd be tough. That'd be very tough if Chipotle goes under 50. But I think here, Chipotle in the 50s, I think you can nibble all throughout this section like a little fish waiting for his food.
This is going. Like this is the bottom. Like I think this is the
yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Pretty close to it.
I think it's pretty good. I think Chipotle hanging in the 50s give you time to buy. I think TSLY is just chilling. TSL is chilling right now after that big run up that we've been celebrating for the past few episodes.
Yeah.
NVDY just paid out, man. MSTY just paid out. All the YieldMax products just paid out. Shout out to all the dividend shareholders.
Also, check out Retire on Dividends. He has an interview that'll be going up tonight with the CEO of YieldMax. So, by the time you guys see this, then you could go on his page too. Like, you guys could really get into his brain of why we are in this fund.
Yeah,
So-
very, very, very nice guy.
And please, we'll have all the links through, but all the information I got from Chipotle also. You could do your own research, man.
Enjoy it.
We out.